Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to this very sexily lit special news burst live with me, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic 80, brought to you by General Joe's reborn.com. Very sweaty in here. Yes, hope everyone is doing well. I am in the United Kingdom, coming at you live. Almost kind of doing this is kind of like a test as well for me to see how well the internet copes today from mom and dad's gaff. Hopefully it's good. Yeah, we're talking today about some very interesting kind of images, in-hand images from Return of the Nerd of the Walmart exclusive G.I. Joe classified Shadow Tracker figure that have just popped up, all in box at the moment. I imagine shortly after I've completed this live, or during the live, in hand actual loose images will probably pop up as well. But you know how it is, and you know how I like to get it out quick. Kitty said. Yeah, so I'm quite excited to be back in the U of K. My bed behind me. It's a nice shot, isn't it? And I've got some other nice little items just poking around here. Mask the Movie on VHS I put in the background. This came while I was away over the last 4 years of being away. And also this as well, Action Force Sync the Montana. Oh no, we're getting the Wi-Fi issue appearing. That's a shame. So it probably is going to be a bit of an issue going forward. Apologies if I'm locking up and the quality's going a little bit. My bad. Anyway, yes, so let's move on. Let's just talk about these images. Let's get on with it. Yes, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do about this internet thing. I'm gonna have to think of something else, I think, to do live streams because that's gonna be difficult. That's gonna be an issue. Anyway, yes, live. We are live. Shadow tracker images have appeared, courtesy of Return of the Nerd. Good morning to everyone in the chat as well. Supdon, Michael, Rexship85, Jamie Lynn, my mom. Hello, mom. Michael again, Joe, and NASA. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Chris, you have lifelike hair, says Rick. Yes, I do. My hair has returned. Hello, J. Robert Bryans. Yeah, so let's focus on the important thing here, which is Shadow Track. Also, you might have noticed this in the background. I will be talking about this on the weekly, but this is the book box set, the Espana GI Joe Espana, like crazy, like 8 volume, kind of like crowdfunder they did a few couple, maybe a year or so back, and I got it delivered here in the UK, and it's the first time I've seen it. I'm literally utilizing them to prop up my laptop at the moment. But massive shout out to all my Spanish brethren as well that were involved in that. David Arenas. Who else was involved? There was loads. There's loads of people involved in that I know. Can't remember off the top of my head. I'll do it on the weekly. I'll do a proper shout out, and we'll look at some of those books because they are gorgeous. Anyway, morning, Sean. Hello, Philly. Kate, hi, honey. I can't wait to get mine, says Mr. Cheeseburger. I'm sure you're talking about Shadow Tracker. And Zoran, hello. So Shadow Tracker images. This is interesting. So we had a while ago. So we've seen this figure, but we got the digital render. I think like maybe the start of the year. It was a long time ago. And I think ever since then, we've expected to see it at some point. Getting major Skeletor vibes from Shadow Tracker, says Zoran. Yeah, heavy Skeletor vibes. And I think we kept expecting to see this figure, and it never appeared. And we did have like information for this figure prior, so we knew that it was going to be coming a little later. But we assumed, even with that information at hand, we assumed that it might be like, they brought it forward or something and it was going to come out a bit earlier. But no, it was always kind of planned for this part of the year, and it's going to pop up evidently around PulseCon. So I imagine this and Wolf Spider will be officially revealed. And of course, yeah, we've had Wolf Spider, of course, pop up too. And that was confirmed by this wonderful list, courtesy of Classic Toys UK, who put all the information together for all the releases for all the most recent figures, including Shadow Tracker and Wolf Spider on that list. Now, we know Shadow Tracker's 108. We know Wolf Spider's 109 now. and possibly more to come from Walmart is all I'll say on that one. Anyway, sorry, it looks like I'm sweating. I am sweating, but it looks like I'm sweating, and I'm. It doesn't. It's just the light. I've got this little lamp going on here, that kind of like yellowy lamp, and it's giving me a kind of a very shiny vibe on one side. I look like card art. I'm like Hector Garrido card art, where the explosion is making me orange, but that's totally fine, right? Anyway, yeah. So information's there. So it looks very likely that we'll see Shadow Tracker and Wolf Spider officially announced at PulseCon, and I imagine will go up for pre-order on Walmart and Hasbro Pulse as well around that time too. Joe's excited to say his Trouble Bubble is on its way finally. That's cool. I'm going to In Demand Toys tomorrow, and I'm picking up a crap ton of G.I. Joe classified figures. So I'll be doing a lot of unboxings as well, if I can set up a strong stream. Do you know what I mean? By the way, let me know in the comments if the stream's all right, if it's like, or if it's like glitchy or whatever, because I did see the little icon pop up a little while ago, so but it looks all right. It looks like it has been okay for a while, but let me know if I start to kind of lose quality. I'll watch it back as well just to see if everything's cool, but that might be a problem going forward. Anyway, Shadow Tracker images. That's what we're here for. And like I said, Return of the Nerd posted these on their Instagram page. We've got the front of the box there. Thanks, honey. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sean. I was obviously saying thanks, honey, to Kate, who made a comment, but people are don't think I'm calling you honey if your name is not Kate the Potter in the in the comments list. Thank you, Supdon. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, we'll be happy shopping, I think. And thank you, Sean, as well, for that. Brilliant. Yeah, so I think this looks gorgeous, by the way. This is great box art. Now, again, the render looks sensational. I love they've gone with the kind of like greeny, yellowy kind of like neon mask for the render and the artwork. I think that's really, really cool. I didn't do a close-up, but I should have done. But if you look in the top left-hand corner, you're disappointed I wasn't talking to you then, Supdon. Sorry, mate. Yeah, so like if you look in the top left-hand corner, just above the kind of Mayan pyramid style pyramid over there, you'll see someone looks to be free falling in. It looks like their parachute hasn't deployed yet. So that is a low opening, is it not? That would be a very low opening, wouldn't it? A mask glow in the dark question mark. Gerbear, it could be because there is glow in the dark paint on the mole rats' heads. So I think you're right. I think you might be right on that. I think it probably might do just that, which would be cool, wouldn't it? Throwing in some GITD glow in the dark items. Now, like as I was saying, I think it might be Wolf Spider that's parachuting in. But that is, like I said, that is a halo, a high altitude, low opening scenario. But you just wonder. Yeah, it's another character, codename Splat, says Rexship. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Zora, and I appreciate that comment about myself and Kate. Diana says, so Wolf Spider is jumping in. That's what I think. I mean, I've looked at it close up, and it's probably Wolf Spider, and also the two are kind of sort of connected in the line plan, like in this sense, like 108 and 109, and they're coming out at the same time, and it would make a lot of sense that one of them was Wolf Spider. Although, no, I think that's right. What I was going to say though is it's funny to me. It's more funny to me that on the image it looks like it's going to be a very low opening, and I don't know when a halo jump is done exactly when they pull the the cord on that one, when they pull the the hell do you call it, parachute cord, I guess, when they pull that. I don't know at what point how low that really is. That seems a little low to me. Anyway, that's kind of irrelevant because that's not what we're talking. We're talking about Shadow Tracker himself. You'll also notice, obviously, the dark energon crystals on the floor behind him and kind of between his legs as well. Ripcord, says Diana Davis. Could be. Well, I mean, that's the thing in it, right? They're so far away. Oh, sorry. I see what you mean. Ripcord on. Yeah, I get it. Thanks, guys. Pull the ripcord. Got it. Also, it could be Ripcord, couldn't it? Thank you. That was my live brain fart. When I go live, there are moments when I just forget very basic terms, words, etc., etc. This is like Sesame Street. Today's episode is brought to you by the brain fart ripcord. There you go, and the letter S for Shadow Tracker, and the number 108. We could do this. Anyway, yes, thank you, Diana, Matt, Jamie Lynn, Rekship, and yeah, thank you for correcting me or filling me in on that word. McGuffle says, I wish Shadow Tracker wasn't a Walmart exclusive. In fact, I wish Hasbro would just drop Walmart for exclusives. I have no faith in them after they cancelled my Range Viper and I couldn't reorder. McGuffle, you're not the only one that wishes that certain exclusives weren't a necessity for a brand and a line like G.I. Joe. But unfortunately, the kind of, it's one of those things that it's a necessary evil, I would say. My biggest issues with Walmart exclusives is the delivery process. It seems like they deliver the figures either via carrier pterodactyl with no bag or protection or box, or ancient flaming trebuchet. Those are my two things I think are the techniques that Walmart employ when it comes to delivering these products. Or maybe they just pre-pack them and then stamp on them in the box and then, force them into a box they don't fit in, put them in a plastic bag and, send them via Michelangelo's nunchucker. I don't know. Any of those options seems to be how Walmart deal with delivering stuff. Michael has been doing some Googling for me. It says Halo jumps opening their chute low as 3,000 feet, 910 meters. Does that look like 910 meters to you on the box? The figure. I think that might be even lower than that. But thank you for checking that out. I appreciate it. Cheers. Jamie Lynn Park says, I always say mine was delivered by Ace Ventura himself. Yeah, that opening scene to the first Ace Ventura movie is literally Walmart's like delivery kind of tactics. They deliver toys by Halo Jumper. I like that, Diana, but they don't pull the chute. They don't use the ripcord at any point. That's what the problem is. Good morning, Droz. Now you're getting major Predator vibes from Shadow Tracker Zoran. Yes, he is a true master of disguise, isn't he? Yes. So this is wicked. I'm really into this figure, and I really like how he looks in that digital render. In the cover of the box render. Bruno says, I love Shadow Tracker so much. One of my faves and definitely my favorite G.I. Joe character of recent years. He was definitely one for me that I thought was the most interesting new addition to the line. So I have to say that I think Shadow Tracker's it's got some pretty sweet vibes going on as a new character. Delivery via Olympic hammer throw, says McGuffle. I like these. Keep them coming. If you can think of some even more interesting and fun ways to deliver Walmart exclusives, I will read them out. Super Sign Berserk says needs the yellow camo pants. Yeah, there was like a camo pattern, wasn't there, with that yellow kind of bright kind of color in there, wasn't it? They seem to have gone a lot kind of more subdued in that side of things with the classified version. Notice how the background has the figures in Hasbro shipping boxes. Hope Walmart delivers them in a box within a box. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's Return of the Nerd, and that's their images, I guess, in the background. That might be other products, Zoran. I don't know actually. I've said that, but there might be other images that show that it's not. Well, you can't really tell, can you? It might be like Black Series. It might be just standard boxes that they use to send their stuff out. It could be anything really. Now they need to make parachutes for airborne missions, says Droz. Yes. What else are we saying? Bruno Collins says, yes, Shadow Tracker is inspired by Predator as well as a few of the Pursuit of Cobra line. There's a Schwarzenegger style Duke. Yes, Bruno, there's Duke. There's Billy as Spirit as Billy almost. There's Recondo that kind of has the Oh god, he kind of has thingy vibes, doesn't he? Blaine. He has Blaine vibes. So yeah, there was a lot of Predator influence in Pursuit of Cobra, especially that kind of that those few figures. Do you know what I mean? And there's a lovely, yeah, lovely side shot there to show that it's 108 and that you've got that kind of artwork on a much bigger size. And you can see now that he's kind of got his hand going across the screen with that wicked kind of like cookery style knife, which is pretty dope. Um, the boxes are probably just eels, says Rex. Yeah, that's very possible. That is a highly possible thing there, definitely. Flaffle, wow, just walked in looking good. Me or the Shadow Tracker? Yeah, Shadow Tracker, yeah, figured. Robert H says, shocked he's using his yellow mask in box art. Yeah, like I kind of feel that way too, actually. I'm glad he is, though. But if you look at was it the digital render we had, they utilized the kind of like more subdued, darker mask. And then obviously you've got I'm not sure if that's their head sculpt. I think they're both masks. No, I think they're heads. I can't tell. There might be head sculpts. But yeah, you've got that kind of like the skull one, and then you've got that kind of like, neon yellow kind of vibe. And I'm kind of glad they're using that for the art. And I think they're doing it to give that pop of color, that, that nice kind of like boom, kind of like shocking effect. And that makes sense to me. Like that definitely makes sense to me. I don't know if they're face plates or if they're just head sculpts. One of them might, I mean, some of them might be head face plates. I don't know is the answer to that one. I can never work it out. Oh, of course, Rex. Yes, I feel like they are face plates you can swap out because of the hair. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I wonder what's under them. If maybe there's nothing, maybe it's just like a connective point, and you have to have one of their things on it, at some point, or maybe they've gone and done a head sculpt underneath. I think, yeah, I think you're right though. I think you're definitely right on that one. They are very, very likely going to be that, or the hair comes off too and pops onto because that we've seen that too. We've seen the hair removed and put on other head sculpts with Baroness and Lady J. Well, the new Baroness and Lady J and Zorana. I didn't know it was you. Anyway, although it's the same head sculpt with Zorana and Lady J. I know that, but I think with the Baroness, she does have multiple head sculpts in the new Crimson Strike team pack that has a little divot for the hair to go on top of as well. So they might have gone all out. You might have just like, there might be 3 head sculpts. I'm saying there might be 3 head sculpts with divots on the top so you can pop the hair on it. Maybe. But we'll find out, I guess, eventually, won't we? Johnny B54 says, off Shadow Tracker topic, I'm really digging the patches on recent figs. Big Ben, Tunnel Rat, Wolf Spider. Hasbro should make gear with these on to sell. Rat holding the flashlight is my favorite. Big time. The Tunnel Rat one is hilarious. I love it. The Wolf Spider one's cool. Big Ben's are great because he's got the Union Jack, and he's got the and tradition. I've gone through that. I've explained this before. Traditionally, the Union Jack is called the Union flag, but obviously that has slightly different connotations now. But like, it was only a Union Jack when it was raised on a boat, and that is a very, very traditional, but it's almost forgotten now. So now it is like effectively a Union Jack all the time, and people accept that when it's said. So I'm just going to say it from now on and not keep going through that constant explanation. Anyway, let's get back to the figure and the box and everything. And we also get, again, we've seen the digital render like a million times for a long period of time, but we do actually get the figure on the back as well of the box, back shot of the box. And I would check out what his specialties are, but I can't be bothered. Yeah, you can see they've highlighted the skull thing on the shoulder, and what looks like a little bone thing in his belt. Was that on the original render? Yes, it was. So I just wanted to double check that. I wasn't sure if they'd changed anything so far. Morning, Chad. It would have been cool to have an alternate hair with the dreads pulled back like the MCU Killmonger look, says Rekship85. Yeah, that would have been cool. Again, obviously there's a bit of tooling reuse in this figure as well, but I think they were throwing some new stuff in there as well. So maybe it was a case of not having enough to do like an alternate hair piece or whatever. You never know in the future. They might do like a more classic, a more Pursuit of Cobra style version. What else are we saying? Make them deluxes rather have extra head than faceplates as Super Saiyan. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to be, but they could very well be alternate heads. It could be that one is an alternate head and one is a mask, or two are masks. Who knows? But we will find out, I think. Then, well, we'll start seeing images of this out of the box soon, if we haven't already done so. That's another thing. Like you give it 5 minutes. If I'd have given it 5 minutes, we probably would have had, like the opportunity to see more images. So, but you know how I am. You know how I is when it comes to that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, sorry, I was just going to double check to see if anything. I haven't. Nothing's popped up just yet necessarily, but it could. So yeah, keep an eye out on that. And obviously tomorrow we'll be doing the weekly on the Friday, because we've switched to Fridays, don't forget. So Pat and I will be doing the weekly tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST, which is 6 p.m. UK time. And I should have, in the morning, I've gone over to In Demand, hung out with Nick all day, taken all of his G.I. Joe figures, and I'll be showing them off on the weekly. But then also doing unboxings throughout, probably on a daily basis at this rate. I've got a little plan of attack for each day at the moment while I'm out here. Uh, Honestly hate that these packages are going away. Miss Cheeseburger, I couldn't agree more. I'm so sad that we're losing these really, I think, really cool, beautiful packaging. I hope they do something really cool with the window box stuff, and I hope people stop moaning about it after that, because you'll have everything you need at that point. Surely, like you'll have all of the things that you wish. So I think that if we, obviously there'll be something else to kind of complain about. I get that there'll be something, but I've loved this packaging, and I'm genuinely sad that we're switching to the window boxes. I get why people want window boxes, but I literally order this stuff online for the most part, or from a whole country away. So like it's never been a thing where I don't go into stores necessarily and look at the paint apps or whatever. It's not me. In fact, I would like look at the figure so briefly when it was on the window card, if I was getting it from Walmart or Target or whatever, and I wouldn't even like, and that would be on me if there was an issue with it, of course, but I would hardly give it the second glance, and that just grab it, put it in the thing, off you go. And then when you get it out and you play with it, that's when I would see it. Do you know what I mean? But I kind of feel really, I think it sucks that we're losing what is effectively a very cool, bit of packaging. Anyway, we'll be changing again. If it bleeds, we can kill it, says Leon. Yes, absolutely. Off topic, I managed to secure 6 Cobra eels on Amazon last night at 5 a.m, says Zoran. Brilliant. At least they're going back up again. I'm picking up my eels tomorrow. Very excited. Eels up inside ya. Tomorrow, I'm picking up Firefly, Crimson Viper, Tunnel Rat, Low Light, Grunt, Desert Snake Eyes, Tripwire, eels up inside you, and I think there's another one I'm grabbing as well. That's a lot in one go. It's crazy pants. But anyway, I'm very excited to do that. Not to see Nick and the guys. I don't care about them. I do. But anyway, yeah. Hi, Jeremy. How you doing? Yeah. So let's just have a look to see if we've got any other messages. I know Shadow Tracker is a single character, but you could army build him with one mask being the leader. I guess they'd all be black guys, though. Yeah, wouldn't be a problem. But I know what you're saying. You could switch the arms out. Is the other kind of move on that one? So you could kind of make them more of a trooper style. But yeah, they'd all have dreadlocks as well, wouldn't they? Revenge of 1921 says, with the way the 4-inch figure was, I think skull under mask or mangled face due to recent scarring and burns from the past waves. Good, yeah. There's a lot of precedent for some mangled scarring, isn't there? But yeah, it'd be cool just for Shadow Tracker to have that, that kind of head sculpt as well. But it could be like the Snake Eyes effect here, and with a new character to have so much mystery behind it and not really a lot of media behind them as well. It does kind of drive that kind of speculation, doesn't it, of what he could look like and all that kind of stuff. Um, I wish it had the trap and guns. Yes, that would be pretty neat, actually, Super Saiyan. I will not army build him. Don't need nightmares, says Oran. Amazing. Love the move to Friday, says Diana. Yes, that's probably gonna. It helps Pat out a lot as well because he gets his Saturdays back as well, and so do I. Um, if they move the cover image to the back or in the back of the figure, yeah. I mean, I could see them like trying to reutilize some of this original style with the new packaging, but I don't know. I'm gonna miss the way it is because it just seems to work really well. Kenny Miller says, off topic, my Cobra Eel pre-order arrived a few days ago. Amazon shipped me a Tiger Force Dusty instead. Now Cobra Eel is not available. Awesome. I'm sorry, Kenny. That sucks as well, mate. Keep an eye out on Amazon because they're coming back on every now and again. So it's difficult to constantly be on to try and catch this stuff. But people I know who are good to follow on those kind of things, if you go on Twitter, Preturnia are really good for that kind of stuff, as is GIJ. At 80s Toy Boy, I think it is on Twitter. So 80s Toy Boy. So check those guys out because they will constantly be sharing, oh, this has gone up, this has gone up, this has gone up again. They might be a good couple of Twitter places to kind of keep on top of that kind of stuff. Sorry about that though, man. That sucks. Going to be cool to do shots with Shadow Tracker and Spirit, says Chad. Do you mean photography or do you just mean drinking? No, you're right on both counts. Hopefully they show the new packaging at PulseCon. Well, it's going to be spring of next year, Super Science. So I don't know when they'll. Let me think. So PulseCon is going to be the 5-figure wave, Hawk Helix, Ripper Buzzer, etc., the Crimson 3-pack. And then other assorted things. So I would imagine that we would see. I don't know if we would see the packaging change yet. I think they'll still probably keep the same packaging style for that lot, and then. But I could be wrong, but I feel like it's the next wave after that we'll see the change. Don't know. But you could be right on that one, Super Saiyan. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just, trying to figure out the logistics on that one. The animal skull could be a head and the green mask a faceplate. That's what I was thinking, actually, Bruno. When I was looking at them, because the goat kind of mask skull thing has got like those little black bits on the corner on the sides. Where are they? Yeah, you see that kind of like it just looks like a head, doesn't it, rather than a thing. Rather than a mask. I wouldn't like the mask being a separate head since it makes a very cool effect with the transparency showing his ugly base face. Yeah, totally. Classified did the best job of making PFP work for their brand. I agree with that, Rekship, definitely. Jamie Lynn says, with the windows coming back, I'm hoping they keep this overall design, moving this art to the back with the window. We don't really need the pack out image. Kind of don't, do we? Because we've got everything we need with this image here. The render of the figure looks really cool, but it's the figure as well. And you've got all the loadout on there too. So yeah, I think you might be right on that one. Or they'll mix in a sort of bit of both kind of thing. Like they might pose them out. But I think for me, it's the environment that they're in is so much. It's really interesting. I want them to keep the environment. And that might be difficult if it's going to be on the back of the package. Can't wait for the Shadow Tracker, says Drew. Yeah, me neither. Looks great, man, says Ray. Yep, I think he does too. I think the factor that moved it were the people who return the boxes with other toys, then people would buy the restock and get a crap figure. Yeah, true, Diana. I think that's an issue. I think more so than a lot of them. But like I said, when you're buying it online, it's usually coming straight from whatever, it's not like, it's very rare that you're getting it like, bought it off someone's bought it from a store and then sold it on, if you know what I mean. It's likely that it comes like, through suppliers and stuff. But I get what you mean. In terms, I understand that as an issue, the figure swaps. And but the thing is, they did that with the window box as well. At least you can see it with the window boxes. And I guess that if that is an issue and a reoccurring issue that's troublesome for a lot of people, then so be it. We need plastic packaging. You know what I mean? Nunchuck question mark, says Jeremy. What's that in response to? What did I say about nunchuck? What was I talking about, Jeremy, that made you say nunchuck question mark? What was I talking about where I was naming different? Oh, the hair pieces. Does nunchuck have a hair piece? Anyway, my tunnel rat has arrived at Big Bad Toy Store this morning. Brilliant, Punking. Does he have a regular head, no masks? We don't know yet. We are so far. This is all we're aware of. Until someone takes some shots of the figure out of the package, all we know is that he's got those kind of different options, but we don't know is the answer to that at the moment. Mr. Cheeseburger says, I have 4 grunts. They are so awesome. The steel core head fits on Stalker body grey army build. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. I've had an idea in my head of a Cobra versus Pretender story. Guess Shadow Tracker doesn't work as a stand-in for that when he is a Cobra. Yeah, I suppose that's a good point, Robert. Yeah. I want to hear about that. Is it Cobra versus Pretender or Cobra versus Predator? Have you just made a mistake in the text there? Let me know. Or are you talking about Pretenders as in Transformers? Because I know you're a Transformers fan as well. Christoph Black, Yojo, full force, and Yojo. I can see an easy repeater now. We're getting that vest. I hadn't even thought about that. But yeah, you're right. That is very repeatery, isn't it? Christoph Black is heading over to YouTube. Awesome. Revenge of 1921 says, oh snap, I forgot about that net. Yeah, they lacked on that. So many play and display options missed. I have to agree with that. I think if they'd have done it like Pursuit of Cobra and given them like, I think they have little, like all sorts of cool stuff. He still comes with some decent amount of gear. You've got the compound bow, you've got the kukri, you've got the kind of little axe, and you've got the quiver with a loose arrow as well. So, and then obviously all the alternate noggins. I think they've got a lot of stuff with that figure for a Walmart exclusive as well. There's a lot of gear there for a Walmart exclusive. In fact, the Range Viper was also pretty kitted out, wasn't he? As was Big Ben. They seem to have kind of turned a corner a little bit, actually, on some of the exclusives. Of course, you've got Mole Rats has a lot of gear. Shooter has a decent amount of stuff. Yeah, it's pretty... They're really filling the packs out, aren't they, with the Walmart exclusives? Yeah, in like very into that, honestly. But yeah, I think it would have been cool to have that trap and all the other stuff that I think came with. Was it Crocmaster first, or did Crocmaster get Shadow Tracker's gear? Can't remember. It's been so long. It's really hot in the UK at the moment. It was like 30 degrees, which I don't know what that is in American money off the top of my head, but it was hot today. Oh yeah, when I was talking about Twitter earlier, Diana, yeah, it is a cesspit. It is, but like I literally just have, I cultivate my feed very, very specifically so I don't see any of the crap. But annoyingly enough, it still tries to force feed you some pretty awful stuff. It's one thing I don't like about Twitter. It's that kind of algorithm is well messed up. Yes, Snowjob is getting ready to ship Punking. Yes, from Hasbro Pulse in the US, by the way. And also, yeah, I got my Valkyries recently, so I'll be doing an unboxing of the Valkyries too. And that's another one that I forgot to mention. And yeah, there's loads of stuff coming through at the moment. It's crazy. Ray says, I'm not too aware of this guy's history with the Joes. Shadow Tracker. So the only real history he has is through the Pursuit of Cobra release. And you didn't really... there was one... I want to say there was a comic appearance briefly. Maybe it might have been like the club, or... it was very brief, whatever it was. But yeah, like there's been hardly anything done with this guy. One thing that I got confused with, they did Skullbuster in a similar way in a comic story. They made Skullbuster out to be a little bit like this, with like the kind of the skull mask as a range viper leader, of course, and the grown out hair, and he was like, like picking characters off and stuff like that. So I got confused with that, and I think Shadow Tracker might have been there might have been some inspiration from that particular story as well. I know Mark Seddon would probably have a bit more like legit info on that because I haven't thought about it for ages. 46 Zones says, I thought the skull face was due to a cancelled Rock Nanobot storyline. I think I heard that too, 46 Zone. I think I heard that as well ages ago. Super Science says, question, if Hasbro is working on 2025 figures, that means the 2024 roster is already done? Yes. 2024 has been done for ages. We're still getting them in 2024. Don't worry about that. But yeah, they're already working on 2025 because 2024 is effectively either in production in various stages, or they've completed the majority of it, shall we say. But it won't be like, because we're still in 2023, aren't we? So there's still going to be development time, like for certain figures to be kind of produced. So there's still stuff that isn't produced. I'm pretty damn sure of that for 2024. But yeah, in terms of like the early development for 2025, that is what they're working on now. Yeah. Chris, chance we'll see a Vamp at PulseCon this month. I don't know. Maybe they might. They might do. I haven't heard anything like official on that one. In terms of, I haven't heard if it's going to be like there on the day, but I don't know. I would probably lean towards no, and that is probably still in production. And I'm not sure if they might show like a pre-production model, or they might show like an early production sample or something. But yeah, I don't think I'm not sure on that one, is what I'm getting at, Johnny. I can't tell you yes or no on that one, I'm afraid. I hope 2024 has multi-packs of Cobra Troopers, the Super Sign. That would actually be pretty cool, wouldn't it? What day will the G.I. Joe panel be at the PulseCon? Do we know? I think. What are the dates? I want to say like the 22nd, but I don't think they've released information for the Joe panel yet, or for the Joe thing. The Joe, yeah, I suppose it is a panel, I guess. Yeah, event. But I think it might be the 22nd, Alex. Got my Trouble Bubble and Snow Job shipping notice today, says Jerbear. Brilliant. Good. I hope, yeah, they're both great figures, by the way. I love the Trouble Bubble so much. And the Telly Viper. Oh, so happy with that figure. That was one of my very, like, as a kid, I loved that Telly Viper figure so much. So getting that in classified now, and the Trouble Bubble was sweet as well. Like, I love both of those things. And Snow Job is just phenomenal. He's one of those ones that you can't stop fussing with, because there's so many different ways you can have him, different looks, different head sculpts, different gear loadouts. Just brilliant figure. And the backpack, sensational. Buying all those figures you listed but didn't say Nunchuck. Yeah, I don't think Nunchuck isn't one that's in that list I'm picking up, Jeremy. I've already they're already mine. I just haven't picked them up yet. And in terms of Nunchuck, I don't think it's come through in demand yet, or at least they forgot to send it to me, in which case I'll be having stern words with Nicholas and Matthew on that one. Amazing. No cap, who dis? Hello, Mark. It's me with no hat on. Although it looks like I've got a hat on. My hair is kind of big, isn't it? Sorry, lots of comments. I'm just trying to make sure what are relevant to me right now. Leon, 32 degrees in Surrey. I know it's wetter than an otter's pocket right now in all of my areas. It was Predator you were talking about, Robert H, not a Pretender. Although I think either idea would be great. The Predator shows up on Cobra Island at the same time that Serpentor and Cobra Commander are on the verge of starting another Cobra Civil War. Nice. That is a great idea for a story. I like that. Although it is really hot right now. I wonder if the Predator's outside now looking for like blooming fights. Um Mark says, join late. Have you explained what that photo bottom right is? Are you referring to the little bone thing that's on his belt? Because that's all I thought it was. I thought it was just some sort of bone from an animal that was tied to his belt. I'm look like I'm waiting for a response. What am I doing? Like I'm talking to someone. Um, I want all the Pursuit of Cobra figures. Does anyone remember Jungle Duke? Yes, Jungle Duke was very that was the Dutch style figure, wasn't it? Yeah, there were some great figures in Pursuit of Cobra. Absolute bangers, bangers and mash, absolute beauties. All like stacked with gear as well, totally geared up. Um, we'll be covering this tomorrow on the weekly, myself and Pat, of course. Moneybags Destro, yeah. Zartan was really cool. Zartan who looked like Raptor. Yeah, I really like that Zartan. 89 degrees in Belmore, says Christoph Black. Is that Belmore, Long Island, Christoph? Because it might not be. It might be somewhere else in the US. But just if you can clarify where Belmore is, because it'd be interesting if you're talking about the same Belmore, Long Island. If that is Long Island, then you and I can have some talks about that because I know people in Belmore, Long Island, and I've stayed there for a period of time. It might not be though; it might be somewhere completely different. Bangers and Mash should be Dreadnoks, Rachel. I love that idea. I know Hasbro watch this channel. They don't. Well, they might do occasionally, but or catch the odd one as like homework before they get interviewed by me. I mean, I get some. I think some of the people at Hasbro will watch the occasional show, and I have had people from Hasbro message me and say, "I love the show. I watch it all the time." Yada yada. So I know people do watch it from Hasbro, but in terms of Hasbro watching it, like as a faceless corporation, it just makes me laugh to say that because like it's such a diverse, there's such a diverse group of people in it. It's like I would expect fans that are working on like freelance for Hasbro to kind of maybe watch the show every now and again, or like see what I'm talking about if their figure they've worked on is getting talked about. Like I can see that happening. I would probably do that just to see if like they want to like think I'm a good person or a bad person based on how much I'm dissing the figure. But do you know what I mean? Like I think like yeah. So I know some of them watch it, but I don't think like I doubt Emily is like sitting there like doing the homework, watching these episodes and going like, oh, I'm gonna call him up on that later. But yeah, some of them I know they do. But in terms of the people that make decisions, I don't think it's that. I don't think we have any sway, is what I'm getting at. But you want cesspool, Mr. Cheeseburger, and who doesn't? Who doesn't want cesspool? There probably might be a few people actually, but I love the thought of eco warriors. And Jeremy says, if Hasbro is watching, I want supersonic fighters. Same. Ben, we got our Valkyries, our Trouble Bubbles are en route, and we got notification of shipping for Snow Job. Yeah. I mean, I've got all those figures, so whatever. No, I'm kidding, Ben. That's great that you're all coming. They're all coming in, man. That's great. Yes, Snowdrop is ready. Ray, he's coming to a lot of people, I believe. Yes, that bone thing. Yeah, that's as far as I know, Mark. It is a bone thing, basically. Love me some Jungle Duke, says Diana. Of course you do. Just remove Jungle. Just Duke's fine, right? I customized Snowdrop with black goggles and red beard like OG, and he looks so cool, says Leon Jamo. That sounds actually really cool. I could see them doing a snow job on retro card with kind of more retro inspired gear, like his retro backpack, keep the skis, keep the ski poles, maybe like a Sunbow-esque rifle, laser rifle, and the different deco, like all white with the, like you say, like the black goggles. I think that would be wicked, actually. I think that'd be so good as a retro carded figure. 91 in New York City, says Punking. Youch, that's hotter than the sun. Actually, it's not that. I've been in worse. 114 degrees. I've even played football, soccer, in 114 degrees once, and we had to stop for drink breaks like constantly. And I'm glad we did, because that was when I was much younger and fitter and able to deal with things, but still hotter than the sun. Um, Pursuit of Cobra Resolute Renegade into classified. Yes, please. Maybe after they get the 30-ish characters left to make. Well, there's no rush, in my opinion. I feel like we're getting into a position where this line has definitely found a really nice place in terms of like quality figures. Yes, there are issues, right? Like the weapons and so there's some quality control issues still, but I don't think there's any more quality control issues than any other line in the history of toys. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like getting a bit glitchy, I think. Sorry guys. Yeah, I don't think there's any more like I don't think it's any worse than any other line that's ever really been out there. Do you know what I mean? Like I think it's just your standard QC now, whereas before there was very clear issues that were across the board, and I feel like they're working hard to kind of get on top of that. I think the next issue, the next problem for me is the weapons. I do not understand why they're so wibbly. It makes no sense to me. Yeah, but anyway, anywho, I'm assuming after they make all the OG characters, then we will get the good shiz. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm just weird noise I just made there. Pursuit of Cobra was amazing. Some of the best Joes ever. I love the Iron Grenadiers from there. Yes, Bruno. The heavy weapons guys, they were freaking amazing. Do you think Hasbro will ever do some Action Force figures in the classified line? Excuse me. Yeah, I do. I think we'll probably see at some point like those kind of characters kind of influence coming in. I think we've already technically had SAS Eagle, haven't we, with Big Ben's head sculpt? But I can see it. I can see them doing. I mean, like Super 7 are kind of leading the way at the moment for Palatoy inclusions, and so I think they could probably take cues from that and do like a red laser, like a Cobra Commander repaint with a different head sculpt or something, and they could do red jackal, again Destro repaint and so on and so forth. But I don't know how they would do it. Maybe they would do it in like a 3-pack with another figure. I don't know. Or maybe they were going to wait until there's like a new, like create a new threat with the red shadows or something. I don't know. Something along those lines. Who knows? We will see, I guess. Hasbro broadcasting full force on the cafeteria. Could you imagine? And then us talking about it like this, like, "Hi Hasbro, how's the family?" Chris has done it. Thank you for asking. They're doing great. Mom's really happy now I'm back now. Dad less so. Just kidding. No, we've had a great time so far. I've really just been with Mom and Dad the first couple of days. Went out with Dad today to get a hire car. Got a very cute Renault Clio, very fancy inside. And it's got this very nice kind of like dark red metallic paint job. It's very interesting. No, it's a nice car and it's really smooth. So I'll be driving around in that one for the next couple of weeks, with a week or 10 days or however long I'm here for. But yeah, they're all doing really well. And yeah, Mom, we had dinner in the garden yesterday and it was absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful day. It's very dreamy. My mum and dad live. It's in the middle of nowhere, very quiet area, but then beautiful, kind of like gorgeous home. It's amazing. So yeah, I'm very happy. It feels very nice to be back. 106 in Phoenix. You guys are soft, says Ben. Holy pants, that's high. Mark says, I just got Kamakura from Comics and Cocktails on sale. Not a figure I thought I'd pick up at a deluxe price, but on sale, I'll give it a go. Nice. I think they've raised the level, haven't they, for deluxe figures? And I think, I'm not sure, we probably will see figures like Kamakura. Oh yeah, it was Kamakura. You just mentioned Kamakura. I had Nunchuck in my head, didn't I, for some idiotic reason. But yeah, I think they've kind of raised the level so high now for deluxe figures. I don't think we'll see a Kamakura at that price point anymore. I think it will be more like, your snow jobs, your snow serpents, your tripwires. I think they've raised it to that level now, honestly. 113, Diana. Ouch. That's hot. Genuinely. Like I said, it's only 1 degree lower than the crazy conditions I played soccer in that time. Leon's busy opening the latest Star Wars Vintage Collection figures. Find them so much better than higher in every respect. Wish they were doing that on Joe. That's interesting point, actually. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Hasbro could do 4-inch, no worries. Of course they can. Like, it's up to them what they do with it. I would actually. Mr. Cheeseburger said Baron Ironblood. I think I'd love to see Baron Ironblood join the classified series. I think that would be a phenomenal figure. Kenny Miller just got my notification from BBTS that my Snow Serpent pre-order has arrived and is preparing to ship. I wasn't expecting this to ship until November, December. Yeah, they're coming in a bit early, aren't they? Rex Ship says, completely off topic, I think my Crimson Alley Viper and Wolf Spider are going to be delivered to me today. Oh, mate, I'm so jealous. That's awesome. So can we have a serious conversation about who signed off on naming that figure? Which one? I don't know which one you mean, Ben. There's at least 7 characters you can do in Action Force with repaint only. Yes, true. Ultimates Baron Ironblood. I'd love a Baron Ironblood. I genuinely would. Chris, do you think they will make more available for sale at some point? I didn't pre-order some of these recently released and shipped figures. Yes, Ray, there will be. I don't think they'll be too difficult to get hold of. What a good way of thinking about it is, like, the stuff that comes out like mainline, you can pretty much you're pretty much fine, and you know that you're going to be able to get a lot of that or whenever. And sometimes you might even be able to get them for a little bit lower in price, and that might happen. But for the mainline stuff, you're pretty safe on that. When it comes to the exclusives, Target and Walmart, I still think you're okay for the most part. It's one of those things where if you see it and everyone's going nuts, like the Eels, for example, was a great example of just get it on pre-order as soon as you can, and then don't worry about it, because that one, it was crazy popular. But for the most part, this stuff comes in and out and will come back online. It's really a matter of just being not like just staying there being ready at your computer the whole time, but just being knowing that at some point you might get notifications, or there might be some post saying, yeah, these have gone up again. So if you're kind of keeping a general regular eye on things, you should be okay getting some figures coming back into stock and so on and so forth. Pulse do it all the time, and they'll send an email out, but it'll always be late. The email will be late, so you have to kind of keep an eye on the other avenues, because I'll see that a figure is back on stock on Hasbro Pulse way before I get the email for it, and that's as a premium member too. Bring on the Red Shadows, classified Baron Ironblood, a Saw Viper, Johnny B54. Yeah, that'd be cool. It is idyllic, Diana. It's a beautiful place where my mum and dad live. Very fortunate to have this as my vacation home. Just kidding. My Trouble Bubbles and Snow Job are on the way from Pulse, says Charlotte. Awesome. If Hasbro is watching, I want Alpine and Iron Grenadiers. Okay, Hasbro, did you get that? Alpine and Iron Grenadiers. It's a matter of time for both of those, I would say, McGuffle. Definitely just a matter of time. Ryan says, just got on. Did you say Hasbro is watching this stream? No, I didn't say that. Someone else said that, but then I doubt they are. If so, can you work airtight into every sentence to put the subliminal suggestion in Hasbro's mind? Again, Ryan, airtight, Alpine, Iron Grenadiers. I assume all of these. V2 Destra says John Ewan as well. I assume all of these figures are going to be coming at some point. Ben says 106 is a welcome break from 122. I didn't realize you were in a volcano, Ben. Wowzers. I'm happy. Sorry, that was temperature we're talking about there, and that's American, not UK. I'm happy to pass on Shadow Tracker, which keeps me from having to order anything else from Walmart. You're lucky then, Charlotte, because I'm not going to be able to pass on this. Morning, Paul. Dinah says, honestly, once it hits 100 Fahrenheit or higher, it doesn't feel much different. But you have to remember to rest and hydrate. Yeah, big time, more often. Definitely, definitely. Ryan Daly's put GI Joe slash Predator comps: Duke Dutch, Hawkins Breaker, Mac Roadblock, Blaine Rock and Roll with Rakondo's hat, Billy Spirit, Poncho Zap, Dylan Stalker. Right. What were mine? Because I would do this when I was a kid. I would have the figures, and each one would be a particular character. And I had for Dutch, I took the helmet off Grunt version 3. So it had like the kind of black crew cut with the little curl in the front and like the screaming mouth. He was my Dutch version 3 Grunt. Hawkins, who was my Hawkins? It wasn't Breaker. My Hawkins was Lifeline, I think. Yeah, I think Hawkins was Lifeline because of the glasses. And then Mac was Roadblock, Tiger Force Roadblock because he was bald. And Blaine, my Blaine, who did I have as Blaine? Oh god, this is a great game because I do remember playing Predator with my GI Joes. Blaine was not Pathfinder. Did I use Norgahide? I can't remember who Blaine was, but I guarantee I did have a figure that was Blaine in there. I can't remember who I used. I'm gonna have to go through my figures and have a look again just to see who I used because I'll definitely remember it once I see what I had. Maybe it was Rock and Roll. No, no, no. It was Recondo. What am I talking about? It was Recondo. Yeah, it was. I had so it was Grunt version 3 was my Dutch. Hawkins was Lifeline. Roadblock was my Tiger Force Roadblock was Mac. Blaine was Recondo. Billy was. Did I have Spirit? I don't think I had Spirit, but I think Billy. I think I used Quick Kick for Billy, which is. I think it was. I don't remember if I had Spirit at the time though, but someone had to be Billy, and it would have been Spirit if I had Spirit. I think I did have Spirit though. Poncho though was not Zap. Poncho for me was Falcon, and Dylan was Dylan Stalker, or was Dylan? Oh, that's a good shout. I think Dylan was Stalker for me, and I think I used. Oh, this is really hard to recall. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, that was a fun time, man. Like putting the different, GI Joe figures as the Predator cast. Off topic. Let's go Detroit Lions. Okay, Flaffle. I'm a Bears fan, so I can't really comment on that. Leon says hello, Hasbro. They're not watching. Oh, Snow Job Ben was the code name you were talking about. I don't know, but it is hilarious, isn't it? Did I miss the Walmart pre-order for Shadow Tracker, or are we still waiting for it? Says Bunking. No, there is no Walmart pre-order. Expect this to go up around PulseCon, I would say. Punking says, I think these pics came in from Taiwan. Yeah, well, it was Return of the Nerd that posted them, and I think they might have got them from whoever was, sending them to them, or it could just be Return of the Nerd that have them, because I know they were getting them in stock. So yeah, Recoil. You're right, Mark. Recoil was my Hawkins as well. You're right, and I think you're right. 100%, 100%. Hawkins definitely was Recoil for me. You're right, totally right. Repeater could be Poncho. You could definitely could be. I didn't have Repeater as a kid either. I don't think. Ryan says he had that Repeater hat, but one, he was a demolition specialist, and two, Latino. So Zap, yeah, it's a good point. Charlotte, legend has it that Shadow Tracker stalks the swamps, looking for revenge for being rejected by the Dreadnought recruitment program. Brilliant. Yeah. Recall definitely resembled Hawkins with the hat and glasses, but Hawkins wouldn't have been inspired by Recall. Oh no, I'm not saying they were inspired by them, Ryan. I'm saying that that's the figures I used uh, for the movie when I played with the toys. In terms of inspiration, obviously, like I don't know if any of them really line up in that way. Um, anyway, yeah. Anyway, cool. Yeah. Woo, nice. It's getting hotter and hotter by the second. So, Shadow Tracker, Walmart exclusive, has images leaked. Images have leaked, courtesy of Return of the Nerd, or at least that's what I'm assuming, as they were the ones that posted it on their Instagram. Link in the description if you want to check them out as well. And of course, they're all over our socials now. I would expect that in the next few days, possibly even by tonight or tomorrow, we might have out of box images. Hopefully we do, because I'd love to see the deeds, like the actual figure in hand would be brilliant. And hopefully we can add that to the weekly tomorrow. If not, we'll just be talking about this again, but that's fine. Right, I have got loads coming up for you guys while I'm in the UK. Hopefully the stream was okay. It wasn't too glitchy and stuff. I didn't notice the logo did pop up a few times, the Wi-Fi issue. So I will try and work around that as best I can. But we'll be doing some unboxings, like quite a few actually. So I'll have to find a bit of a stronger position in the house, maybe, to do those. And yeah, and then I think, what else was I gonna do? Lots of unboxings. We've got a PulseCon preview like episode that I've got to do, and of course we've got the weekly tomorrow. So lots and lots of content for you guys. Yeah, it's been fun. I'm going to get back to family time and probably have something food soon. Yeah, it's closing in dinner time. Excited. And then after dinner, after a few hours, I'm going to go for a run. Yeah, it's been ages since I ran, so pray for me. But I'm going to get back into it while I'm out here, and hopefully get into some kind of like decent, running shape again, and rather than being the shape of a apple. But anyway, it's been great to be back doing bursts again from my bedroom. It's not even my childhood bedroom, but it should be, with all the amount of kids things I have in here, like toys, for example, VHS tapes. This I ordered this one. I'll tell you what. Let's do a chilled, like, kind of wind down first. Should we do that? Yeah, let's. Yeah, chilled wind down. So I'm going to show you some of these fun things that came in. This is like the what I got in sort of scenario back that we used to do back in the day. Action Force, Sync the Montana on VHS. Live the Adventure. Love that. That's Hawk on the front with blonde hair as well, which is interesting vibe. And he's stolen Duke's backpack by the look of it as well. But anyway, love that artwork on the front. This is universal, so anyone can watch it. Free when you buy any pre-recorded video, price $5.99 or more. This tape includes advertising. Okay, that's nice. This is the Tempo Video. Tempo Video were like, the boss back then for kids VHS. We've got, it's the Sync the Montana episode. Running time of Action Force Adventure Story, 22 minutes. Also available on Tempo Video. We've got some more here. The movie. Captors of Cobra. Do you like how they've got all the numbers on the side as well, like the numbers we now like go nuts over when looking at classified figures listings and stuff like that. V9135 and so on and so forth. Captors of Cobra, Worlds Without End, Pyramid of Darkness, Arise Serpentor Arise. The video also contains advertising, guys. 1988, a beauty, and it's a slide out scenario. And there it is. Look. Beautiful. I love VHS tapes, and this was one I didn't have in my collection, so I ordered this a few years ago to come here, and lo and behold, I never was able to visit in a decent time. So I also at the same time ordered the Mask movie, which is just a bunch of episodes squidged together, I believe. Yeah, but this is also one I'm gonna have to enjoy. And there's the tape inside in that classic plastic case. Aren't they great? Love that. Yeah, I will be. Yeah, that's a good point, actually, Mike. Maybe that I could do that on. Sorry, I'll get to that in a second. and I will talk about it. So everyone's saying the stream seemed to be good, and it's fine. That's good to know. If Recoil ever gets classified, hopefully he'll have those baby blue guns. Oh, totally, including the Brave Star pistol that's got like the super futuristic one. Pursuit of Cobra brought this character to life. Me or Shadow Tracker? Probably Shadow Tracker. Say hi to your mom for me. I believe she's on Facebook watching. Hi, Chris's mom. Yeah, we'll do, Diana. She says she'll say hi back. I can say that. I'll speak on her behalf. Thank you, John, for the super chat, mate. Much appreciated. Stay cool. Have a beer on me. It's because I'm sweating, isn't it? Yeah. Now, John, just so you know, I don't drink alcohol, but thank you. I appreciate that. And if I did, I could get a beer and just pour it over me in order to keep cool. So that's fine. I can still do that. Enjoy your vacation, Chris. I'm going to shoot you a couple photos of customs on IG. Brilliant. Thank you very much. I'll check them out. Sink the Montana was a freebie with Action Force the movie, says Leon. Yes, there was a version. Now, I have the Action Force movie and Sink the Montana kind of like double VHS. I have the Sink the Montana on its own, and I have the Action Force movie in like 3 different releases as well. So they were released multiple ways. It's really cool, actually. It gets really nerdy when you start to really dig into the VHS stuff from Action Force. You should totally share some of the bits from your collection while you're home. Mark, that's a really great shout. I do have, as you just mentioned it, Kate's 12-inch Robo Skull. It's not mine, it's Kate's, really. So yeah, that's one maybe that we could do something, obviously with Kate's permission, obviously. She might be like, no, I don't want it shown off, and that's totally fine. But I will be, I'll show some cool stuff. I'll do some video stuff, throw it in there for a bit of fun. Maybe we'll do some stuff like that. Maybe I'll just take you around maybe have a look at the collection, that sort of stuff. It might be fun to do something like that. We'll see. Mask is streaming on Tubi, says Jeremy. Yes, it is. Yep. I love Tubi. It's a great channel, man. It's just full of cartoons as well. Like they excel in the cartoon streaming, definitely. Mask. Yes, Angela, indeed. The Sahara Desert dumped on my car today, RKW. Yeah, apparently we had Sahara mist the other day, and we were driving into Hunstanton, and it was really misty and foggy. And I was like, oh, sea mist or whatever. No, apparently it was Saharan desert, like just blown over. What is going on? Punking says, have a great time in the UK. I haven't been back for a few years now. Yeah, it was coming up to 4 years since I was home. So it's been nice to see the folks. I'm going to In Demand tomorrow. I'm seeing some friends over the weekend as well. It's great. I'm very excited. Very excited. Tubi is great. Me and the kids watched the entire original Transformers series. It's so good. Sahara Mist sounds like a soft drink. That was Charlotte that said that, by the way. And Diana says, Sahara Mist sounds like a soft drink. It really does, doesn't it? Anyway, that's it, guys, for me. Thank you very much for joining me for this Shadow Tracker Images news. We'll be back tomorrow, and you never know, there might be some more news later, and I'll just start again. I should also say that we have had some new merch, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about the Trick or Treat ornaments tomorrow on the show. Hope you've had a great stream with me, and hope you're having a good week. Yeah, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow or sooner, depending on what happens. Always remember to stay fresh, cheese bags, especially in this heat. And as always, after 3, what do? 1, 2, 3. Full force. See you later. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, Full Force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in.
full force.